Hi, and welcome. I'm going to be showing you how to take drawing and create a vector illustration out of it based on whatever you're working on. So let's just get started. Alright, first off, this is a drawing I made about a week ago. Decided to sit down and draw with my kids, and this is what I came up with. I made myself a little laser gun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a type of, I guess you call it an icon, or a simplified shape of this space gun, okay? And I want to be able to use it in a vector environment. I may not be creating this exactly the way you see it here, but I'm just using it as a template to go ahead and decide what I want to do next. So first I'm going to take a look at what I drew here. I'm going to decide what shapes I really want to keep or make prominent. Right here I can see there's a bit of an oval shape. Here is a circle, several circles in fact. This has a more triangular kind of look, and then obviously there's more of a rectangle here. So I'm just kind of breaking down the smaller, just smaller shapes that you see as a combined image here. And if you continue to watch my videos, I'll keep explaining that as I go along. So first I'm going to start off with the ellipse tool. It's just going to make a circle right here. What I'm doing is I'm holding down Shift and Alt or Option depending on if you're on a PC, and I'm just making myself a circle. Simple as that. And I have kind of an idea of a color palette I want. So what I'm going to do right now is grab myself some colors. I'm wondering what I should pick here. I would like to do a palette that's probably going to be muted a bit, so kind of like in this range of the color picker. So let's see, let's just move this around. Thinking I like that blue, so I'm going to say OK. So that's my blue. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a small area of rectangles right over here, and these are just going to be my quick kind of go-to color palette. Just keeping yourself, making things a little bit quicker for yourself in Illustrator is probably one of the greatest things about Illustrator, is that you can kind of manipulate and make your own kind of program within the program here. But as we go along, I'll discuss that, and we can talk about different aspects of what Illustrator can do. Alright, so let's pick some more colors, shall we? That's the other thing. When you're picking stuff, don't get too hung up on like preconceptions, whatever it is you're thinking about. Right now your perception changes, gradually over time. So when you're picking a color, don't limit yourself. Feel free to kind of go around and pick some really random stuff if that's what you really want to do. It's totally up to you. All I'm doing is, why I'm saying that is, sometimes people will hold themselves back based on what people perceive. It's just something I think about. So, but basically, I'm going to use a pastel kind of swatch palette here, and I'm just going to flip these around. So I'm just flipping it from solid to stroke right now, so I can see everything that's under it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a few more circles within that circle. So if you can see, when I hover over the center there, it says center in green, and lets me know that that's where my shape's going to start. You don't have to be like dead on, it just kind of pops up when you're there. And if you hold down Shift and Alt again, you can make yourself a duplicate circle, or not a duplicate, but a circle within a circle. So I'm going to do this a couple times, and I want to make an interesting little circle arrangement here. Now I'm going to go into outline mode, which is Command Y or Apple Y, and you can just see my concentric circles right here, all ready to go. So that's where they are, and I'm just going to start from like maybe the furthest one out, and select some colors. Let's see here. And I'm going to lock this in place so I don't lose where I'm at. So all I'm going to do is, I can do this two ways. Like Command 2 or Apple 2, I guess. And then the other one is go into Object, Lock, and Selection. And that was Object. Well, now it's on Lock All, but that's one thing I think Illustrator should get better at, is that locking stuff. But yeah, whatever. So right now, lock, selection. There. Okay. And now we're going to go and color the next circle up. This red. And I'm just going to go in order right now. I don't know where this is going. So I kind of like discovery, creation, seeing how things turn out while you're working on them. So it's kind of cool, I think. I don't know, but it might or might not grow on me. We'll see. The other thing was that there were these little circles. So what I want to do is add some smaller circles around the edge there. So this is kind of a cool little function that I like about Illustrator. So I'm going to select that's fine, let's use that color. Well, I want to duplicate this. I want to duplicate it in 4 different spots, bottom and the sides. So what I'm going to do is first I've got it selected. Then I'm going to go over here to the rotate tool, click on that. With the rotate tool, you can actually decide where you want that object to move. So basically, if I want to keep it centered within that area, and come to think of it, it might be off-centered. But I'm just showing you so you understand what can happen. So that's off-centered right now, I think, but we're going to go ahead and try this anyway. So I'm going to click right here in the dead center of all of the circles, right there, and click on that. Now I just changed the anchor for the rotation. So now it's going to rotate around that dot, like an orbit. So we're going to copy it. So I'm going to go Command C, and then I'm going to paste it. But I'm going to paste it exactly where it's at. Now you're like, why would you do that? Because okay, so if I paste it right now, I might have to redo this. But here, if I paste it now, it's going to show up way over here. So it's like, okay, what's the deal? It's kind of, I think it's more the center of your screen that it ends up going towards, but that's not where I want it. So I'm going to Control Command Z, undo that. Okay, but see, I want to get this equal around the edge here. So all I'm going to do is hit that circle, the rotation tool one more time. Click in the middle, and I'm going to rotate just by grabbing outside here and holding down Shift. I can control, if you can see, it goes 45, 90 degrees. It's very accurate if you hold down Shift. If you don't hold down Shift, you have complete control of where this thing lands. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, it'd be kind of cool if it lands like right about there. Alright, so but for right now, I'm going to go 45. Okay. Now, okay, you're like, okay, well, you just moved it, so how do you go back? How do you get that dot over there now? Well, the thing is, I copied it. So that's cool because you can like change things around as you're playing. But here I'm gonna go ahead and just Command or Apple or yeah, I guess it's Command F. Now Command F actually makes the dot or whatever you created, whatever you copied, I should say, and paste it right back where you want it, where you got it from. So the function's called Command F, and it's called paste in place, and it's such a lifesaver, huge time saver. So okay, so let's show you a few other things here. So you're like, okay, cool. Now you got that. The other cool thing about this is if you typically I'll start with an object and then start doing the rotation around. So I kind of skipped my own step on that, but I just wanted to show this process. But let me show you what you can do with the rotation tool. So I'm going to copy these two now and do the exact same thing. So I'm going to group them, then I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste in place right now. So that's right now I have selected the objects that are on top. And now I'm going to change their orientation with the rotation tool, and then holding down Shift, pull down and pull down. And then you'll see two dots. Okay? I'm going right over what was there, two dots. Alright, and then holding Shift, just release your mouse, and then let go of Shift, and you're good to go. So now I got 45 degrees of separation between each of these dots. Okay, so now I can take both copies, group that, copy it, paste in place, Command F, and then change the rotation of those to the center, and then move those around. Actually, a little bit too far. So I'm going to go here. And there it is, folks. You got a complete equal rotation of circles going all the way around. Piece of cake. So then you get, what I like to do too is like for this drawing, I don't know, I might copy it, paste in place, and then I'm gonna pull it holding Alt Shift. I can kind of figure it right there, and then change the color to this purple. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'll leave that alone for now. I just want to see what something looks like right now, so I'm just going to mess around for a second. So I'm going to add a drop shadow. Let's see, I think it's under pattern. It's around here somewhere, folks. I think it's under effect. Yeah. Artistic. Nope. Bear with me. Here it is. Stylize. Okay, effect, stylize, drop shadow. Now I love clicking the preview. Look how cool that looks. I don't know why. I always get kind of like ooh about that. So right now I'm putting the blur right here at 0. Let's see what that does. Just watch the preview. So you see how that goes into a solid. This is a cool way to create some interesting drop shadows if you're trying to make something pop. And right now I'm just going to mess around with the X offset by 0.01. Oh, I accidentally hit enter after I was done. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think the rest of these look pretty cool doing that too, so I'm going to do that. So right here, since I already did that with the drop shadow, I already made that change. It keeps the effect available for you, so you can keep applying it. So that's Shift Apple E. So if you just click on what you want to work on, and Shift Apple E, you get the exact same effect that you had on the object previously, and you can just kind of keep on messing with it and select everything. and make it look really, really cool. Except it doesn't really work on the smaller circles. So it looks like just on the big circles. Nah. Oops. There. So cancel, undo that. And so I kind of like the way that looks. I need this. So I need these guys. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send these up in the layers. So you can take a look. See, there's a reason why I'm doing this. So these two objects together, I just undo what I just did. You can see these little purple circles. Well, if a shadow is going over something, then it would leave. It would make that something a little bit darker, not color cut like right out like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two objects that have the same effect to them. I'm going to group them together. All right, and then that's Apple G. If I hadn't already said that. And then I'm going to shift these to the top, like to the top of the layers or towards you, not away from you, towards you, so they're coming closer. You can do this a couple of different ways. In the object, you can go to Arrange, and you can hit Bring to Front. Now this will totally bring something forward on top of everything. Okay. Bring Forward is to just bringing it up one layer. So if you have something in front of something else and you just need to move it up one over that object, then that's what you would use. Obviously, send backward and send to back. Those are pretty much the exact same things, just backwards. And then you do have this option when you have layers, which is called Send to Current Layer, which I'll get into another time. But here we go. So I got these two objects grouped, and I'm going to just use the key shortcut and bring it forward and see how to change the shadow on these two. That's pretty much all I was trying to get to. So now I'm going to grab those two objects with these and that other green one. Then I'm going to group those. And I'm going to do the same because, actually, I think I just did. Yeah, just by grouping them I did it. So also grouping it to some object also moves things around. So obviously these are on a higher level than the bottom ones are, which are not grouped together. So therefore automatically moved it for me. So that looks kind of cool. I'm still thinking about it though. So the next main object is this little kind of oval-ish thing. So I'm just going to start off with an ellipse tool. Just going to bring it out to about where I think it needs to go. I'm going to pull this up just by grabbing that little white thing at the top, and I think those are called nodes. And you just pull this one down, or anchors. Sorry. So if I say the incorrect terminology, you can sue me. I don't know all the terminology. I just know how to use the program. So as you can tell, I just moved. If you look to the left here, I'm going to push this back up again. I'm going to move these down a layer, and now I'm on the bottom layer. So now that's there. I'll flip this around, and I'm going to pop a new object in there. This one I'm going to use the rounded rectangle tool. I like this tool. It really kind of gives you cool little boxes to work with. I like the little rounded edges. Alright, so I'm going to do a couple things here. It's going to be quick. They're going to be just... This is the only reason I do these is because these are the ways I've learned how to do it and how to quickly get a result. So you're gonna see what I do. So I'm gonna delete this right now. Okay, I'm gonna click the box one more time. Now I'm gonna get a menu for this. Now you see this dimension, this 2.24 and 0.78 here. Though that is the exact dimension I just had that thing drug out for. Okay, so I didn't like the way the radiuses looked. Now there's two ways to go about this. The way I'm going to talk to you about it is the way I used to do it for years, but they've changed it recently, so I'll go over that too. So this one is a 1/8 of an inch radius right now. So typically what I would do is try to figure out, okay, I almost want these to touch. and the height is only 3/4. If I do half of 3/4, they'll give me a full radius and give me kind of like an oval shape. You'll see where I'm going with that. If you don't quite follow, don't worry, we'll get there. But now I'm going to think, okay, well, I can just overdo it, go 0.5, don't even have to think about it, hit OK, and there's my weird little oval shape. So I'm going to go ahead and click on and give it a dark color. So yeah, now I got this little oval. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's new. See these little white dots here? Depending, I think it's depending. Or maybe it's, yeah, see this one's all working together. So there are these radius tools that are now available. And what they can do is make your edges exactly the way you want them, precisely. And what's really cool about it is if you just, I think you have to select the edge or something. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. There's a way, yeah, I think it's this. There's a way to just adjust one part of the thing without touching the other ones, which is really cool. But I can't seem to figure that out at the moment. But I will try to figure that out and let you guys know. Anyway, so I'm going to go back here a few steps. There we go. Now back to making this cool thing. Okay. So I got the oval there. You know, I really want to make another oval in here, but you know, copying and shrinking and all that, sometimes you don't get the right kind of effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my object palette here, and I'm going to path. Path is just whatever the outline is, and then I'm going to go to offset path. So this is on an offset the path that I have. So click on that. So you'll see your offset dimension, joins, and your miter limit, and a preview button. So check your preview. So when you create this at 0.1389, you will get this type of an outline. I am going for a negative, so maybe a negative, I don't know, 125. That's what it would look like, but I don't want it that big, so I'm going to go a little bit smaller, so like a 0.06. There we go. That's actually perfect for me. Now, right now it has a miter, there's a round, and then there's a bevel. The fact is that since this is a rounded shape, you're not going to see really the effects of the round, miter, or bevel because it's just not going to show you anything. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but for right now, I'm just going to keep it on round. That's it. Okay, now you made a new shape, and this one's going to be Mr. Yellow. So I think that'll work for now. And then if I fill this back in, I think we need to be purple or green. Cool, green works. So this is where I'm going to be kind of calling it pause for now while I develop this, and I'll definitely keep you all in the loop as things develop. And if you like what you're seeing, that drop shadow doesn't work. You can see that. If you like what you're seeing, feel free to subscribe. If you have any ideas or maybe something you'd like me to go over, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next edition of making cool stuff with Illustrator. Later.